Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more of the Roottrees Are Dead. So we've made some progress on the family tree here. We're at 18 out of, I think it's a total of 50 people, so we're not quite at the halfway mark yet. We've also ticked off a lot of the so-called notables, well, all of them in fact, so I guess that means things are going to get harder from here. But yeah, so I think the first thing I'm going to do, and I may even pause kind of while I'm doing it, I don't know, is review all the evidence we've found so far and just see if anything kind of jumps out that I've kind of missed. So my intuition, so to remind me what intuition is. How many clues are connected to this page of this diary? As you progress, the numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence of lock-in family members, new discoveries and old evidence become less useful. Trust your intuition. So this page, and it's not for the thing as a whole. This page has 12 clues in it that I haven't really dug into yet. I guess let's have a look. So this is related to a lot of the free spirits. If we remind ourselves who they are, it's this generation. There's a lot of them. So we got the miracles we think kind of locked in. We got names. I mean, how many people have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 names. So there's someone who's pictured who hasn't signed this. It could be the little girl. It says on the back, in childish print writing, says November, which suggests, you know, the child in the photo perhaps wrote that. But then cursive signatures perhaps relates to the adults. So I don't know how much that helps. Yeah, anyway, that's who we're talking about. So if we go back to this page. Clark's getting married, in my opinion, far too young. Barely 18. Danielle isn't much older. So we've got Danielle locked in, if we look at the family tree here. We don't know Clark's occupation yet, but we know that Danielle Franks is his spouse. Doesn't sound like they stayed married very long. Free spirit... They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, who we know about Carl. Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. So we managed to lock in that side of the tree now. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Okay, Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department. So I've got he's not locked in at the moment, but I've got Edward down as a lawyer. I mean, with Clark, it might be that we can try and sort of lock in. I mean, it'll depend if I've got 2 others that are correct waiting to go. But if we kind of take the more sort of arty professions, perhaps. See if anything inspires anything to get locked in. Yeah. I mean, one of those might be right. It just might be like I think this is waiting to get locked in. I mean, I don't know if that is a preacher. I mean, to be fair, he while obviously Miracle and Junior and the Third have this kind of preachy get-up, Elias doesn't. It looks more like I mean, I may be way off base. So it's more like a sort of like a blue collar profession, like a mechanic or Something like that. I might leave that in for now. TBC. I think this is right. Who else are we kind of waiting on? I think that I've gone with housewife just because of the comment. I think it was another one of Lauren's entries saying that all previous women in the tree had been housewives. So I've put that in hoping that that might come to pass. I could, again, it's just a guess, really. So I'm going to try and put those things back into Clark again and just see if any of these end up being correct. Baby. Comedian? Dancer. Yeah. I mean, we don't have his picture. Well, I don't think we have his picture. He's going to be in the Free Spirits picture, I think, isn't he? Is James Roottrees in that picture? Hang on. That could be James, it's hard to tell. It's Clark. Oh, Clark isn't. Yeah, Clark's there. Jim Roottrees. I guess that could be James Roottrees. I think that might be him. So Clark, not one of these two. That's Carl. So I guess what we're looking for is him, or him. And they're red-headed. What was... we don't know. Oh. Yeah, Lauren wasn't a redhead, which suggests that Carl probably wasn't either. So I guess it's kind of between these two, really. They're kind of looking at this generation. I don't really have any of the photos locked in. But these guys, they weren't in the photo, were they? Gwyn's children. But then Gwyn didn't really seem to have much to do with the rest of the family. I think that's why they've been sectioned off. It might even say on that photo. Next president, Guy Hudson. So where was the president line coming down? It was Zachariah Morden. Bonnie and Guy Hudson. What? Angelica's children were twins, were they not? That's in my notes, I think. I feel like these could be Zachariah's children because he had the red hair. Are there any here that look like twins? These two with the glasses. Because I'm wondering, right? Now, we know this is Angelica Morden, but I think maybe she married, say, Christopher Hudson. And these guys were twins. I don't know who would have been the eldest. Let's go that way round. I think he would have been the third president. Second, third. Carl was fifth, he's over there. Stuff's not getting locked in, is it? Can I... She had dark hair, so maybe they're not the twins. Go back onto the photo. That could be those two. I want to go back and look at what it said on the photo, because I got a fake picture of this guy, and I've no idea who he is, so... Anyway, it's an interesting idea, but I don't have a lot of clues there. Now this lady, I've put her here. She has very red hair, doesn't she? Coming down from Elias Roottrees. Anyway, let me go back to this photo. So who is this chap in the background? Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendoline. That's probably him. But if we go to the board, he doesn't have a space for a photo. Oh, no, he would have been here, wouldn't he? Okay, we're still looking out for twins. Yeah, I think whoever this lady is... I mean, Zach did have quite red hair. She had very red hair. Don't hardly know anything about this guy. Alright, we're back to reviewing evidence. The reason I kind of got sucked into those Mordens, I was looking at this, and CM, there's only two possible CMs, one of which is a Morden. I could just go here. Caroline is the only one there, so I think... I wouldn't be surprised if this was the lady off the flyer, her. And this was Caroline Morden. Just because it said about the unconventional upbringing, so she split up with husband, got married again, and she was adopted. I don't know quite why she's coming down from this one. I'm going to leave her there for now, which would kind of suggest he should go there. Again, a lot of this stuff is just kind of working hypotheses for the time being. What was this one again? It says there's 10 things. Oh. Okay. It's probably licensed. I'm probably going to get a copyright claim now. I think we've probably gleaned as... Although it does have a lot of intuition still left on it. I still haven't found a spot for Ernie Jr. If we look at the my notes, I've got I got rid of a lot of notes that we'd kind of already solved. Ernie Jr. Second cousin, just become president at the time. Okay. Ah. There we go. Yeah, my lack of knowledge about what a second cousin is probably doesn't help. Although it suggests that they've come down from someone called Ernie. What other Ernies do we have on our list? We've got the Madsen. So it suggests an Ernest Madsen and a... Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Madsen here. Because these are going to kind of remain Mordens for at least this generation. And then we're kind of into the free spirits. I could be wrong on the Hudson thing, but it would kind of make sense that the president went from over here, third to fourth here, and then fifth down to Carl. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm gonna put in where are my Hudsons? Oh no, Madsen. We had an Ernest there. If it was known, an Ernest Jr. Who would have been like the fourth president. Just going to turn the music down. I'm finding it a bit distracting. Oh god, what have I done? Get back in. Yeah, kind of in the... lost in the weeds at the moment. Okay, so these guys couldn't make the reunion, wishing for Gwyn and the boys. Okay, I think we've probably... Yeah, I mean, this makes sense. So they were the Free Spirits generation, but they weren't present. That's why it was kind of in the same frame, I think. So that does make sense. Wait a minute. Wait. Film school. So could he have been an actor or a director? I guess that doesn't narrow it down too much. Or a college student. I'll go with college student for now. Maybe make a note. Gwyn's son at film school. Okay. That's something at least. Now, okay, so if we reckon that she's there, suddenly... yeah, I've already got Caroline Morden there, and that kind of... she's Stephanie Cattrall. Oh, and Sam Cattrall. It say Stephanie Jones, though, didn't it? Have we got a Stephanie? What was her name? Stephanie Jones. So under Jones, do we have a... We have a Brian Jones. A Stephanie Cattrall, who was running for office, so politician? Politics. And then if we had Sam Cattrall. There's a lot of supposition here, isn't there? But he's the only Jones, isn't he? Well, apart from Patricia. But that doesn't really make sense. Jones is quite a common name. I don't think that necessarily makes too much difference. What other Sams do we have? So we've got... Oh, Samantha Roottrees. Yeah, okay. No, that's fine then. Because I know there's sort of a mystery Sam floating around, isn't there? So, are they saying that she was maybe the child of this marriage? But then the parents split up. Caroline married Sam, and then Sam adopted her as legal guardian. And that kind of tracks, I think. So she's changed her name to Jones now. What generation is she's a free spirit, isn't she, Caroline? I don't know enough about the free spirits yet to be able to sort of put names to any of these faces. Anywho. Yeah, so CM kind of suggests that she's the same generation as Carl, so that makes sense. I've got stuff here I'm kind of waiting to get verified, so suggesting at least some of this stuff is wrong. To be honest, that looks more like him. What is that? I don't know. Not sure on that. I see, there was another photo. Yeah, so... there we go. I just hadn't clicked it. You can switch them, which is... Oh, kind of... How do you switch them? Oh, I managed to do it here. I guess because it got locked in. I don't know. Don't know why that's not locked in. Maybe when the next lock-in thing happens, that all those photos will get locked in. Okay, back to the evidence. I think probably reading the diary entries is going to be the next big thing. But we got these two. So, to Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a candle. Ernie was a man for the... Okay, so it suggests that Ernie has died, and I kind of have tentatively put Ernie on the tree, I think, haven't I? Here? Could also have been this. Immense amount of pride for the work you three did together. So this comes back to, hang on, if I go... Yeah, so it is referring to Ernie Jr. has died. Which makes sense that Carl then became president, doesn't it? Okay, so back to the Shiva candle one. Possibly rescuing us from the panic and burn of endless bills, so we got it too late to go down. Debbie and Nicole. Debbie being the wife. Okay, so... No, I thought I already had a Deborah Bean here. No, I think I had it, but then I took it out. So, okay, that's fine. And then I think this must be Nicole. Madsen. Probably... She's quite young, so should we just say student? Kindergarten type student? Not kindergarten, but you know. No, we haven't got a photo for her. Unless Ernest is on this side. So maybe I'll do that. Oh, he was a Madsen, wasn't he? I'm guessing about the student, but I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, nothing is locking in yet. Now, if this was Carl's generation, so... No, that was the generation above, wasn't it? Yeah. Anyone I think could be Ernie. Still think they could be twins. Could be him. Although they came out. Oh, he could be the redheaded guy actually. I'm pretty sure they're. I've got a few waiting to be confirmed, and they're not. Then it's not happening. So let's try this again. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of all makes sense in my head, but this lady's name. Which photo was she in again? Could be Sam. Zachariah. Miracle Jr. These are those brothers and sisters. Lauren, yeah, we got all them down, and I think we got her as well. So I think this is Sam. And this is where all that top secret stuff is. I wonder if someone's had an affair here, and it's kind of spawned this tree. This red-headed tree. Again, I've gone with housewife there just because of her earlier comment about all the previous generations women being that. But yeah, it's clearly not ticking stuff off, is it? So some or all of those are incorrect. Now his wife was Nicole. Did I didn't put that in, but we've only got one Nicole now who's not accounted for. So that would be Nicole Smith. Okay, I'm going to read through these entries again because they all still have clues I haven't looked at. I'm not going to read it all out loud. I'm kind of just going to scan it. I think this we've done. Her mother's family was called the Cursells, but she hardly ever mentions them. Did I? Yeah. Okay. Her father, referred to as Pop, was the head lawyer for the candy company. I think I've got that lawyer. I think we've got all that. Complaints. So we've got Gwyn. 3 younger brothers. So we've got that generation nailed in now. So during the summer, I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. I think we've got that sorted. Margalit there. Bill Williams. Oh, I was going to Google him maybe. Leading man of some non-notable movies in the 50s. La 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 la. He grew up in Paris, France. Okay, he was known for his good looks and off-screen romances, specifically with blondes. He was married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. There's a famous Hollywood rumor that he even approached Marilyn Monroe at a party that she was aware of his reputation. Doesn't give his birth name. Okay, that was of limited use. Stuck with Clark, la 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 la. She goes to be in Starlet. And we did look at Starlet, didn't we? What if we do Wild Bill? Walter Forsythe. There we go. The second passage is an interview. Although he doesn't mention her by name, you determine from context he's talking about Gwyn Roottrees. An apology to all the ladies. I'm actually taken. Early this year I did a friend a favour. He was directing a war movie and asked me to play a small part. Wouldn't you know it, that son of a bitch cut me from the picture. I'm just ribbing. It wasn't his fault. Apparently the studio didn't want to pay for a star of my calibre. I got the last laugh, though. I met someone. She spent most of the film crying. She was playing a soldier's wife. But even through the tears, she was incredible. I know I tend to have a reputation, but this one's true love. I only have eyes for her. Ironically, the third is a rumour that his divorce from Gwyn was due to multiple affairs, including one with another actress. An American reader on vacation in Paris claims to have overheard Wild Bill and Gwyn arguing in public while she was holding a baby and visibly pregnant. Not long after, Gwyn announced she was divorcing Wild Bill, and also that she was pregnant again, giving this rumour more credibility. So William Forsyth. Oh, Walter Forsyth. There we go. Now, there was something about alliteration with these two guys. Do I have any more Forsyths? I don't think I do I? So they probably took their mother's name. They're probably Robert and Ronald. She was talking about the power of alliteration or something. Okay. Dynasty. Roottrees Candy Company. Clancy told me everyone got quite heated. Grandad was furious that none of his sons would take over as president. Architects, preachers, and lawyers, no one's got time for candy. Okay, so I think we've got that generation largely down. Remind me who Clancy was. This guy. Pop argued the company should stay with our branch of the family, since we still have the Roottrees name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Instead it went going to Zach. We've got Zach down. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Yeah, okay. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm the next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. So we've got Angelica there. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used me told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catchy remarks counter. Maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the... Yeah. So we figured out Zach was the slightly chunky guy. Now, this is about Sam. So Samantha, who I think is the redhead. You learn that Elias Roottree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam... Well, okay, so Elias is the patriarch, isn't he? An obscure relative. Why is she obscure, though? I mean, it does suggest that she's sort of way over somewhere else in the family tree, but... Was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Lauren writes, why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Grandad had a brother or two. But I was told trim their branches in the family tree, so why is Sam special? Nothing adds up, and I'm not the only one to realise. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwyn's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognise Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy. Oh. Uncle Junior. Probably him. So we've got a wife's name now, was Patsy. I had noticed there was a Patsy. Oh, a Patricia. Probably Patricia Jones, then. The reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Okay. Clancy saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, E.C. and John. when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm that all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike along the side of the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seemed thrilled. Now, I wondered if the multitude of reasons was that Sam was female, which again tracks. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider is cozied into family affairs, especially one who works on a farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup. Okay, so I've gone with housewife there, but what if she was a farmer? Older generation than him, which again tracks. Okay. Clark. Okay, well, I've read this one recently. I mean, the 12 here is probably because I've got so many of the next generation or the free spirits not tied down. These ones are annoying me. I feel like he should be locked in, because he was going to inherit his business. They're definitely that way round. Some of these other photos in there, people that we know. EC. So he was working on the farm. I want to look up again the curse of Roottrees. Because there was stuff here. So Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Was he poisoned? Carl died. Guy was hit by a drunk driver in 82. No one arrested. So Guy was the third president, but I don't know exactly where he goes. I think he's here. So Ernie Madsen Jr. had a heart condition, so that's probably why he died young. Let's have a look at this. So this is the guy who wrote the conspiracy theory. He seems to have had a few different sites about mysterious deaths and curses. The truth behind Spirit Cola, la 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 la. Doesn't seem that relevant. probably searched this before. I'm surprised the president of the company doesn't have anything online about him. Let's look again at that next generation, or rather the Free Spirits photo. So can we glean who Carl is? Don't think he's one of these. Well, don't think he's him. I think that's Jim, Carl, Miracles Boys. I think they're the twins. That might mean that Clark is this one. Try it. I still don't know what job he had. Go through this stuff again and see if any of it... Oh! He was in advertising. There you go. Who did I get? Got Clark. Okay, we got he was a mechanic, and we got Nicole, who was a student. Locked in some optional entries for the spouses. Quite a few of them, actually. Ooh. Nice. Okay. Well. That's locked quite a few things in I was unsure about. Interesting not Ernie Madsen. I mean, that could be the other way around still. Although the fact that we've got his daughter in place suggests that that is correct. Could be his niece, I suppose. But this one as well. I think that's definitely her name. I think she's in the right place in the tree, given that she's with Brian, who's been locked in now. Why don't we search for her? Candidate for City Council, won a campaign on election day about a month ago, so she is in politics. You find no mention of the Roottrees in any articles. Very bare bones website for a campaign, and be sure to read the full article in the Butler County Times. What if we search for her maiden name? So, aside from politics, what was she actually running for? It was City Council, wasn't it? City Council. I mean, I feel if it's not politics, I don't know what it is. I just wonder if there's something more specific, but I think that's got to be the best fit, right? Yeah, so I'm going to leave that in for now. What else do we get locked in? Okay, so this is the Hudson line. I know her name is... well... What if I'm wrong? I know, it's a crazy thought, but what if... she's here largely because I thought Gwendoline had dark hair. What if they were both kind of redheaded? Because Zach is kind of redheaded. So what if this is actually Angelica? What if that's Angelica? And this is Samantha. They are still Madsons. What if instead of him... going back to her children being twins. So that would mean a sort of Guy and... I think that is swapped around there, because she was pregnant, so she definitely had children. Aha! Got another set. Yes. Okay, we're locking some of this stuff in. So this is definitely this lady. I don't know her name, but she's a Hudson. Oh, that's... I think I'm filling the occupation slot. That's got to be Bonnie. I don't think I have any alternative images for him. I think that might be a good place to leave it for now. So we've actually locked in 6 today, which is probably my most successful episode yet. And yeah, it's good to get some of these trees. So we've got the Hudson tree locked in. We've got the Morden tree locked in. There's a few Mordens who's going to be coming off there. The Madsen tree as well. We've got a few there, including the president here. So I think the next episode is we're going to be trying to really hone in on this free spirits generation and just see if we can lock those in. I'm interested that Edward still isn't locked in, the lawyer. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, I don't even think these are the wrong way round, because this looks so much younger. Well, unless the names are the wrong way round. I kind of assumed, when they said Edward was going to inherit the role, I kind of assumed that that was who that is. Edward could be the youngest one. Maybe Edward was the lawyer. He would be, what was he, CE? Yeah. Interesting idea. Might invest. So that'll be unknown occupation now. That's something to maybe investigate next time a bit deeper as well. But yeah, we're going okay. We're going okay. Not sure how we're going to dig deeper into these guys, but well, if one was at film school, maybe he was an actor or director or something, and that might be something we can Google. But yeah, no, I'm fairly pleased with the progress we're making. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on that. And you know, if you're watching this and not yet subscribed to the channel, if you could do that as well, that'd be fantastic. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.